Yo, what is up, guys? Jeez, man, I gotta fix my hair. Literally just jumped out of the shower. But yeah. We're gonna take a look at some problems today. Another day, another problem. It's probably a shorter stream again. I just got back from class, and I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm starving. And I've also promised some of my buddies from college that I would play games with them. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna finish that Leetcodin problem that we didn't finish the other day. Design task manager. That's a good problem, but this is gonna take me a long time to do. I think we'll leave that for now. Let's jump into our study plan here. Get back to this problem here. Believe it was. Add two numbers. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what we were working on yesterday. So we had a little bit of an issue with this. Michael Akumasasi, what are we doing today? I'm going to finish this problem that I didn't finish yesterday, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a little bit on the project. At least that's the plan. A little bit on the C++ project. Can't really work on anything else on with my software engineering capstone class I'm taking, so waiting for my buddy to set up the DB stuff. But so we're gonna take a look at this problem. I believe when we submit this does not submit. It passes a few test cases, but it does not submit. Trying to figure out why though. I don't remember what the issue was. Let's see here. Did I write it down what the issue was? Okay, so ATOI overflows, right? So that was one of our issues here. Let's move this over here. Scally draw. So I believe what we did here was incorrect. Trying to understand why. So the first issue was that ATOI, which can cause an overflow, probably allows up to 100 digits. You're converting string and string, which is inefficient. The simplest way to fix your solution. Build a result list by digit, same way as your new list node was building nodes. Okay. So what do we do here? We have to go over this code again. So let's got a message. Hang on. Can I get a briefing of what's going on? Yeah, bro. So we were doing this project, this Leetcodin problem yesterday, and I didn't finish it. We were having issues here because I think we're getting an overflow error from this function call, and I also think that, I mean, this is just really inefficient what I'm doing. I mean, I just keep converting from string to whatever, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all this, right? Let's remove all this crap. Let's get rid of this grab numbers function. What are we doing here? We're taking in a dummy with the string. We are converting it and returning the dummy. So it looks like we're building it here, right? So what we want to do here instead is we want to create our dummy, right? We then want to create our list node pointer cur is equal to dummy, right? Then we want to carry, right? We can loop here while our L1 does not equal null pointer. Or L2 does not equal null pointer, or our carry does not equal 0. We'll leave that for now, actually. I'm not sure 100%. And we want to do something, right? So my initial thought is that we can use modulus, right? We can use modulus here to access each element, right? Let's say we have 110, right? We can use modulus to access each element that we're looking at, right? The question takes me ChatGPT to understand. Yeah, sometimes, bro. Sometimes. I did this a really inefficient way before, and it didn't pass, but I do the same thing too, bro. Sometimes I look into ChatGPT to get a better explanation too, because sometimes the problem descriptions are confusing as fuck, if that's what you're referring to. Oh my gosh. Jeez, man. Someone said they changed the interview process at Meta. They allow to use AI now. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. I don't think it's leak code problems though with AI, dude. I think it's some other stuff, but dude, I'm getting congested in my fucking nose again. So I'm trying to think here how exactly we want to go about doing this. So we're currently looking at the head element, right? We want to grab these elements. What will we do with these elements? Well, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I can't remember how I did it. This is so long ago too. Like, let's see how I did it. Oh my gosh, dude. I did this bullshit way. I'm new to coding. May I ask what you're trying to do? Yeah, dude. I'm doing this Leetcodin problem called add two numbers. I've solved it before. This is the bullshit way that I solved it before, but I think there's a better way to do this personally, but yeah, I'm solving this problem. So we're given two non-empty linked lists, right? These two empty linked lists. And pretty much what we want to do is we want to add all the numbers together. The reason why I do this stuff is because, you know, I like to do a little bit of problem solving before I, you know, work on my project. And, you know, it helps me get ready for the interview process and, you know, because you get asked questions like this in the interview process. So that's also another reason why I do these problems. But yeah. I want to take a look at how they solved it, because I don't really know how they solved it. Okay, so while it's not 1 and the carry does not equal 0, we L1 if L1 is not none, L0. Calculate the sum. We then calculate the sum, the carry, the digit. Create a new node for the next result. Move to the next. Move to the next nodes in L1 and L2. If L1 is not none, we move. We return. Okay. So our carry does need to be 0, right? We have the while loop here. We need an OR over here that the carry, what, does not equal 0, right? So let's think about this, right? What do we want to do here? Well, we need to, first of all, right, check the number, right? So let's do int x, right? And we do int y is equal to how can we solve this? L1 does not equal null pointer, which I feel like we're checking that up here, so maybe we don't really need that. L2 does not equal null pointer. Actually, I'm gonna put on some music here. Oh, got Spotify. There we go. Let's take a look here. Put some lo-fi on, bro. The classic, bro. The classic. Type shit. Alright, so we can do L1.val, right? Or L1, since it's a pointer, val, right? But what if the case where it's null, right? Or if it's 0? So maybe we want to do like a little bit of a ternary thing. So maybe this is a good idea, right? Does not equal null pointer, right? We would do L1 val, otherwise 0. I believe that's the syntax. You need a question mark though. Question mark L1 L2 val, otherwise 0. Just gonna make sure this is correct. Ternary operator. Okay, yeah, so that is correct. What language is this though? This is C++, bro. C++, man. I've been learning C++, so let's grab our sum here. X plus Y plus our carry, right? Yeah, we plus our carry. Maybe do we need to re-identify the carry here? I'm not sure. Alright, so I think we would need to do, well, we need to create a new node, right? So how do we do that, right? We do is new list node here. Code.next is equal to new list node. L1 next. Sorry, let's do L1 is equal to L1 next. L2 is equal to L2 next. We then create our new node, right? Instead of putting 0 in here, we can just put in sum. Cur is already dummy, right? So maybe we can leave that at 0. We can make cur to be equal to sum. Cur val is equal to sum. Then our new list node, we create that. We probably want to actually check here if it's valid on the next move, right? So if L1, then we do this, right? If L2, then we do this. Carry. We're just not really familiar with how to get the carry here. I don't have the knowledge about how to calculate this. Val is sum. Alright, we need to identify the carry. Create that new node. We then move to the next values. Right? We deal with that case where it's 0. I think we have to check outside of this, right? Because outside of this while we have ors here checking all this, so Yeah, we might have to do a while L1 does not equal null pointer. We would just need to add every single value, right? I don't know. I'm gonna maybe add while here. I don't know. Carry is equal to some modulus 10. I believe that's how modulus 10 to a number. I think if we mod 10 to a number, does mod 10 grab least significant value? 10 least significant value, which is rightmost one's place digit, how it works. So we grab the sum, x plus carry, we then calculate the carry. There's 7. Well, we would want to return our dummy. Let's see what this gives us. X plus t, x plus y. Memory limit exceeded. Why are we getting a memory limit exceeded there? This problem's tough, man. Carry does not equal 0. This is not right, dude. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this problem, dude. I don't know how to solve it in this proper way. Let's ask Claude, dude. I think I'm on the right track. I mean, we did look at how to do it over there, but should be divide by 10. You want the quotient, not the remainder. Carry. Whoops. Didn't mean to saw, bro, dude. How do I? Okay. So we add the sum. The carries divide. Instead of modulus, we want the quotient instead. Code on x is equal to list node modulus 10, right? Okay, because we're reversing it, right? So, oh, whoops. X is modulus 10. We then want to move our cur. It's cur. Sorry, shit. Cur is equal to cur. Next. We then advance. Skip the dummy node. I'm gonna skip the dummy. I think this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, we don't really need to delete. I mean, dude, this is Leetcode, so. There we go. Okay. This is an interesting way to do it. I wouldn't have personally solved it this way. I would have probably done it the shitty way where you're converting everything to a string and everything, but I don't know. It is an interest. I don't know. I don't really. I've always set myself solving it a specific way, so it's like, it's tough. Let's do one more, bro. Let's just revert. Let's take a look at reversing a linked list. I haven't done that in forever, dude. So we should probably. I feel like that's a classic, dude. Like reversing a linked list. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've done this, dude. When did I do it? June 15th. Only 3 months, but let's think about this, right? So, given the head of a single linked list, we want to reverse the list and then return the reverse list. So we have our head. So let's first of all, let's create a list node. List node cur is equal to head, right? And we probably want like a list node prev, which is none. So I'm thinking Python, which is null pointer, right? We then create our thing. Well, while cur does not equal null pointer, we loop, right? Inside of our loop, what do we want to do? Well, let's kind of draw it, right? Our 1, our 2, right? We have our 3, we have our 4, right? Currently, right now, our cur is pointing here. Our previous is pointing to a null pointer, right? So let's do previous is here, right? Pointing to nothing in memory, right? What do we want to do here? Well, we have our points here, point here, point here, right? We want to flip these, right? So we need to have a next, right? Our next needs to point here. So we need some sort of next here, right? So let's create that. So list node next is equal to cur next, right? So now we have an x pointing here, right? Pointing to this value. What do we want to do? Well, we want to remove this here, right? How do we want to do that? Well, we need to do cur next. Cur next is equal to previous, right? So now this is gone. Okay. And we are pointing to here, our node here, right? Then what do we want to do? Well, we want to move our cur, right? So want to do, well, let's do prev is equal to cur, and then let's do cur is equal to next, right? Instead of declaring this here, since it's blocks, it's function block scoped, we probably want to declare it up here, make this null pointer, right? And then when we pull ourselves inside the loop here, next we code on next, we then loop, right? And what would we want to return? Well, we just want to return our head. Will this work? Oop. I think it would be, I don't know, let's see. Oop. What are we getting? Input, our output is 1. Output is 1. What are we getting here? Output is nothing. Does this need to be defined in here? I don't think so. No, it's gonna get the same answer. So I think we're fine with this here. Now next is cur.next, right? Let's think about this again. Next is cur.next, right? So we're pointing here, right? Our cur.next is equal to previous. Our previous is somewhere here in memory. It is null pointer. Could that be the reason? I think this is a C++ thing. We're pointing our cur next to be equal to previous, right? Pointing it to this node here. Then our prev is being moved to cur. So then our prev is here. And then our cur is moved to here. Then we start again. Our next is now here. Our cur.next, right? So our current here is now to prev. Right? Our prev is equal to cur. So now we move prev here. Right? And then we move our cur to next. So I think this algorithm should work. Dude, as an unemployed new grad who didn't get the job after 4 months, 4 rounds, good luck, man. Dude, as an unemployed new grad who didn't get the job after 4 rounds, good luck, man. Appreciate it, dude. You know, it was, yeah, I did have a 4th round interview, but, I did get the, I didn't get the job, right? But the VP, the guy was like, man, told me he thought I was an extremely qualified candidate. You know, I work on a lot of cool projects and stuff, so it was just a timing thing. I mean, he was looking for someone to work now, right? I mean, it's September now, but I can't start working until January because I'm locked into, you know, working as a teaching assistant on campus that pays for my tuition. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm still gonna keep applying, but you know, he told me to reapply again in a month and a half or something when it gets closer. Like, I get it, so it's like, and I will do that. So I don't know, we'll see. But thanks for the comment, bro. Appreciate it. I'm trying to think here. I think this is a C++ thing, if I'm being completely honest, that's not working here. And I think it's something because of maybe prev is null pointer and next is null pointer. I'm thinking, but I have no idea. I'm pretty confident. Last time I solved this was in Python. Next is equal to next, next is equal to prev is equal to cur is equal to next. Yeah, I mean, or am I meant to return previous? Could that be an issue? Why would we return previous? Oh, we should return previous, right? Man, I'm so stupid, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. We do return previous because we're at the end of our list, right? And everything's pointing this way now, so. Oh, man. That was my issue, bro. There we go. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Fire stuff, bro. Fire stuff. I am at 499 problems now, but I want to... Maybe... Should I get to the 500, bro? Should today be the 500? I don't know, but... I'm going to do a little bit of work on the project. Just because I'm meant to play games with my buddies later back in college, so... Let's jump in. Right, so last time we were working on this, we got some shit on the screen, right? Now we kind of need to add a little bit of functionality to this, right? I kind of want to, I guess the goal is here, let's move this health here and get this in the middle of the screen. We'll have a round, right? So I think the best way we want to do that is probably create something... I'm thinking, like, should we make a player class? But I don't know. I'm thinking of it. I was thinking of just putting something in. What was I gonna do? Put something in. You know, creating some variables in scene, right? In scene.h. You know, maybe adding some. Because technically it really isn't the player. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but I don't know. I guess we can make a decision here. It's not really that big of a deal, I think, but you know, considering no one's, I mean, it's just a fun project to learn C++, but do. this side. Let's see. I gotta text my buddies really quick. Ryan, dude, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. How's your day been? Yeah, separation of consensus. The class should be responsible for this, right? The player's stats, health, level, score, etc. is specific to the player and not the scene itself. Yeah, okay. So maybe we probably should, right? Trying to think here. Trying to think here. Maybe we should create these classes here in let's go into dev here. C dev alpha game SLC scene. Let's put this in core. I don't know. Player dot h new. We also want a player dot cpp. I believe here we have to run this file. Scripts build up at. Let's reload. We should see that here. Yes, sir, we do. Let's go. 1.12k subs already. Damn, congrats. Yeah, dude, it's it's been crazy, bro. Appreciate it though, but yeah, it's been a crazy ride, dude. It's been crazy. Let's do scene player. Oh, whoops. Class player. Right, we probably want our public variables here. Private. I think we need a colon there. I believe that's how we set this up. Looks like it. Yeah. C.cpp. We just put our methods in here. Okay. So maybe I think we need this pragma once, right? I'm not really 100% sure, but put that in there. My bootcamp progress has slowed down. Currently on Express.js section, dude. Let's go, man. Hey, man, dude. You're still making progress, man. That's all that matters, dude. Scene. Let's see, CVB. So we have our text here, yellow tank, 600. Our health here. We probably want to create a display level, right? Where we have our level here. All right, leave that for now. Create. Damn, bro, is that bad? I don't know what you mean by that message, but but yeah, anyway, college academics and this stuff is hard to manage. Yeah, man. I totally understand, bro. Yeah, I feel the same way, dude. I don't have a lot of time to, you know, work on my own stuff too. So I totally understand. Just keep grinding though, dude. Keep working on stuff. Just keep trying to make time. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we need to move our health over a little bit. Oh, shit. Let's grab our health here. We want, I think this is the X, right? Ooh, 500. Let's move this to like 1,000 or something. Either I used to give 8 to 10 hour, but earlier I used to give 8 to 10 hour, but now barely 4. Yeah, man. Why is this not moving over here? Yeah, dude, I totally feel that, man. I mean, bro, it's hard for me to work on my own stuff too, dude, and learn on my own. So you're on day 206. Is that bad? No, it's not that bad. I only just recently started applying, bro. A couple days ago, not a couple days ago, a few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm still in university, so you know, I've had a few people been chirping a few companies or whatever, but you know, I'm looking for a job for January, so I'm still 3.5 months out, so it's a little hard to land something in the future unless it's like specifically a new grad position. But yeah, what is this value that we're passing in here? It's a float X and a float Y. Float X, float Y. Let's do like 600, 200. Bro, why is this just staying up in the corner over here? I don't understand why it's doing that. Interesting. All right, we'll leave that for now. Advice on escaping tutorial hell. I do a lot of guided projects watching YouTube. Yeah, dude, I would just man, it's tough. I don't know what to say. I would just say, bro, just, you know, find something that you want to do, find something that interests you, and just go and make it. You might feel like, you know, oh man, but I'm not good enough, you know, like I need to watch tutorials and stuff. But it's like, dude, you're never going to be good enough. Like, you know, at least in my experience, like I'm not that good either. I have no idea what I'm doing with this game. Like some guy that probably is watching this stream is looking at my C++ code, probably think it's garbage, right? And it probably is, but it's like, you know, you got to start somewhere, and you just got to start making things that interest you, bro. And it sounds like cliche, but it's like, you just got to start making things and making progress, dude. And if you have interest in something that you want to create, like, I think that just benefits, instead of like, oh, I'm gonna create like a, you know, I don't know, a notepad, you know, clone or something, or a Netflix clone or whatever. Like, you know, doing that, it's, yeah, making a Netflix clone is probably like somewhat difficult, but it's like, you know, I don't know, it doesn't really, who really cares? It's Netflix clone. I don't think you like really want to make a Netflix clone, you know? So just go make something that interests you. So but yeah, let's go to our player class. Let's implement this really quick. Constructor right here. How do we do it in scene? Right, we just had default, right? I think in C++, if you just leave it like that, it's automatically default, but we'll do this anyway. Oh, it's meant to be player. I'm trying to think, what do we want here, right? Int m health, right? Let's just set it to not health, m cache, right? I feel like we should give some like beginning cache, right? Like maybe, let's start it at like 1,000. I don't know. Int m underscore, what do we want? Level, right? Is equal to 1, right? We want to start at level 1, right? We then need what do we need here? What do we need? Probably some getters and setters, right? How do we do it over here? So maybe like some const int get health. Right? Is that how we do that here in C++? I don't even know. I have to look it up. Let's create a chat. Do I do the opposite? I think it might be int get health. I don't know. And then the const after. For a function, getter, / setter. Function shouldn't modify the object state. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. So we have const here, right? We want a int get level const, right? We probably want a void set health, right? And a void. Sorry, why do I keep doing health, dude? I don't know why I'm thinking like health. Set cache. Void set level. Set cache, get cache. Set level, right? Probably want to pass in expect an integer m cache and m level. I guess we can probably just do like cache and level. Okay. Now we want to do the implementation over here. So actually for the getters, we can probably just do it in the thing, right? Where is turn underscore level. Is that how we'd want to do it? I think, dude. Is that what? Fuck it. We'll just do it on the. We'll just implement it over here normally. Okay. So, what do we want to do here? Well, let's take a look at our scene. We want to. We just implement everything. So, okay. We need to include. Alright, include our. Can't even spell include. Jeez. Include. How did we do it in scene? Include scene.h, right? But we want to include player.h. Okay. Player. Get cache. Get cache here. Const. We want to return m underscore cache, right? Oh shit. Player get cache. What do we put the return type here? I think, yeah, okay. And player get level const. Alright, we just want to return our m underscore level. What are we missing here? Oh, and then we have our void player set level. that passes in some sort of level, right? Oh, I think it's int level. Yeah. What do we want to do? We want to do m underscore level is equal to level, right? Some code you don't need to write it from scratch. It's boring, overwhelming, distraction from the core functional and non-functional requirements. Some code you don't need to write it from scratch. Yeah, I know, dude. Honestly, I know I probably don't have to write this from scratch, and it is probably boring watching it, but I don't know, dude. I don't have any, you know. AI tools are good partners, but too weird. Yeah, I mean, I agree, dude. Kareem, I appreciate you saying it. I mean, yeah, you are right, dude. Like, I probably should just like generate this with AI, but it's like, you know, it's not like I'm trying to like, you know, get stuff done super quick. You know, I have infinite amount of time, so it's like I'm just, you know, writing these things. I don't know, like, but you are right. But maybe in a professional setting, I probably wouldn't do this by itself, but you know, just for you know, just cause I just am. Maybe we shouldn't assign it here. We can assign this in the constructor, right? So but yeah, I appreciate that comment, bro. Player. What do you want to put in this? I think the way we handle it is like this. We want our cache to be 1,000. And fuck, how do we do this? Yeah, C++. Constructor C++. Yeah, so I think we have a comma here, and then we do m underscore level 1. I don't think we need nothing here, right? Okay, so we got that implementation here. We got our cache here, our level, and we are setting it to be 1001. Now, for some reason in our scene here, I don't understand why this is... Oh, got some build errors, dude. Where the fuck are our build errors? I don't see... was it something I did here? No. Bro, really, dude? Why won't you tell me my build error? Function player void already has a body. Player already. Function player. What's going on here? Maybe that's my issue. Okay, there we go. Okay. Don't use AI. The problem-solving abilities are invaluable. What type of job do you want? I'm looking for a new grad role in software engineering. You know, people ask me on here like, oh, like, you know, do you want to be a game developer? You know, you're working on a C++ game. No, I don't want to be a game developer specifically. I have other skills too. I'm mainly just, you know, looking for a new grad position, SWE 1, junior software engineer, whatever it is, you know, and something that I'm familiar with. So, I mean, at least I'm, you know, not out there just applying to every single job post, but, you know, just applying to a position that I feel like I fit the criteria well, or decently, I guess. And I'm mainly just looking for an opportunity, bro. Looking for an opportunity to, learn somewhere and, contribute. And yeah, that's what I'm searching for. So just somewhere that I fit in, somewhere that's a good fit for the company too, for me. And, a place really big, for me personally, mentorship is really important for me. So, learning from, having the ability to, learn from other people too, but, also be independent as well. I can work on stuff. I can work on stuff independently too. So, yeah, just mainly just looking for an opportunity. So, but I'm still in college. So, I've been applying, but it's sad that junior roles don't really exist anymore, offloaded to AI. Yeah, I guess, but there's still a lot out there. Just looking for an opportunity. For me personally, something that I really struggle with, I've showed my resume on stream here before. I don't really mind about showing my resume on stream. Like, this is my resume here. I don't think my resume is anything amazing. I don't think it's bad though, right? I feel like I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of skills. I have a 4.0 GPA. I've done, 3 internships. I work as a teaching assistant here on campus. I've worked on a variety of projects. I, list my skills here. Nothing crazy. Like, I don't have buzzwords or anything. I'm just being realistic. These are my skills. I played tennis in college, and have a little bit of try and talk about a little bit of this YouTube series that I do. To showcase my skills. So, I built an intern project I was really proud of. Done a couple internships. I feel like I'm pretty qualified. It's just sometimes it's currently it's tough. Anyway, any advice you are seeking? I've worked AAA, AA for games. Currently work as a machine learning engineer. I don't know, man. Like, I don't really have any specific advice. I feel like all the technical interviews that I've done in the past, I've done extremely well. So I don't really have anything about that. I feel like my technical knowledge is there. It's just, maybe some sort of advice would be, how to get an interview. Like, again, like some people in here might be like, oh, well, he's, maybe just blind applying and everything. And no, like, I don't just do that. I'm grinding hard on LinkedIn, trying to make connections. Like, if anyone here wants to connect with me, like, my LinkedIn's down the bottom, in the description. But, it's just really tough out there to get like an initial interview, So, trying to do that, trying to get it just like first round interview. Usually I do really well in the interviews. I feel like I can talk, That's awesome, bro. You have done some good internships in different domains. I guess that's too much value. Yeah, I don't know. Like, just looking for a position, someone to give me a chance. I believe personally to myself, I'm not the most amazing cracked engineer out there, but me personally, like, I believe I can contribute anywhere. Like, I have the ability to self-learn. I have the ability to, work independently, and I feel like, I have the ability to know when to ask the right questions, so I feel like I have what it takes, but it's just, I guess it's just a numbers game, bro. Just out there, just keep messaging, keep trying to make contacts with people, go to career fairs and all that. So, it's an incredibly hard market at the moment. I've been in the industry for 14 years, so I don't know how to navigate the current space. That's okay, man. Danny, dude, you should connect with me on LinkedIn, bro. I would love to, talk sometime, just maybe on the phone or whatever. But yeah, I'm 4 weeks in as a first-time programmer trying to learn Python. I'm dropping a like and subscribe on you, bro. Keep going. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I started this series because I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna program every day anyway. Like, that's what I just do. I was like, what? Like, I thought to myself, like, why don't I just pick up a camera and, just stream myself, like, I'm nothing amazing, but, I can do something, I guess. But, and it's been the best thing I've ever done, dude. I've loved doing this series. I love jumping on here every day. It's not like, you got some people here might be like, oh man, it must be exhausting doing this every day. But it's like, dude, I program every day either way. Like, it's my passion. It's like what I love to do. So, I do it in my spare time and just work on my own things. So, it hasn't been the hardest thing in the world. It's been great. And it's been great because I've met a lot of people on here, you know what I mean? Like, everyone comes into the stream and, you know, starts chirping, and you know, I've made friends from the streams, so you know, it's been great. But actually, funny thing is, dude, I met one of the dudes in my undergrad who sat in front of me in class, randomly joined my stream, dude. Like, what are the chances, dude? Like, I went to Eastern Illinois University in the middle of nowhere, dude, and the guy that sat in front of me in class found me on YouTube, dude, a couple years later after I graduated. Isn't that crazy? Like, what a small world. But yeah, I don't know why this is not moving on the screen. I'm giving it an X and a Y, but why is this not? Because like when I'm starting it, bro, it's overlapping over here, but I've given it a different X and a different Y. But it's overlapping here, dude. Like, what is going on right now? Let me set a breakpoint here. Let's see. F11. Size X. 500. 100. Turn the pointer. Text. C string. Level. Oh man, jeez. 10 F10, F11, 10 F10. Like, bro, it's setting these, right? Like 600, 200, Y. But why is it? I don't know why it's not. Can only follow you. There's no option to add. Are you in Oz at the moment? No, I'm based in the US. Okay, thanks, Dana. Yeah. I'll definitely add you back. Do you have any finished projects, not tutorial, that you wanted to solve a problem you had? Games don't appeal to most interviewers as recruiters, in my opinion. Yeah, dude, I do actually. Yeah, let me go on my GitHub, dude. Yeah, so I have. I did this internship project, which I was really proud of. You know, it's nothing blowing out there in the park, but you know, it's something. One, I had a user base, right? I had the company. I had about 70 people sign up for it in the company of like 400, right? You know, it had a fully functional login page. It was pretty much a, it was a chatbot, right? That had the knowledge of what was inside of. I'm not going to say what they used, but they had this help desk system that they stored documentation about how they answered tickets for like newly onboarded employees, right? And what I did was I noticed that, and I built a chatbot that, you know, can have like create, read, you know, update, it can view the agents that are assigned, what else could it do? Like, it had state management here, right? So if you look at this photo here, I mean, you could click on the different tickets and stuff. You could upload attachments, and pretty much it can solve any question that an employee asks, you know, based on the custom knowledge base that it had on, you know, okay, like this is my issue, like how can I solve this? It would recommend tickets. It could, you know, automatically AI generate the tickets for you. It could, you know, do a lot of things. And like their service right now, like what they had at the company was like pretty poor. So I built something better. It had, you know, authentication. It was secure. It, you know, handled, all the input was sanitized. You know, I was extremely proud of it. It took me about 6 weeks to build. And I built it all by myself, right? They didn't have any in-house. I was the only in-house developer there. I completely built it. I have it on my resume here, in this part here. You know, I was extremely proud of it, you know, what I did. But yeah, I did have something that solved the problem. It had users. I got extremely positive feedback from the people that used it. Obviously, I had some sort of bugs in it sometimes. You know, I fixed all that, but you know, I presented it as my intern project and everything. But yeah, so I have before, but yeah, this was something that I built that I was extremely proud of. So yeah, love that for you, dude. And yeah, that is a small world. I made a tic-tac-toe game today, and I'm working on a current Clank 4. What is your current project and your passion project? Danny says I added you. Okay. What is my passion project? I've just been learning C++, dude. So you know, that's been what I've been doing the past couple months. I've been teaching myself C++, watching a lot of Chono videos. I don't know if anyone in the stream is familiar with Chono, but he has a great C++ series. He's actually an Australian dude too, but yeah, he has a great C++ series, so I've been going through that, teach myself C++, and I thought I'd just build, you know, a little game. Again, this game isn't meant to impress anyone. I mean, I don't think it really does impress very many people, but again, it's something that I'm just, you know, learning myself. So yeah. I have a problem with how he codes personally. I have a problem with how he codes personally. I don't know what you mean by that, Danny. Interview question: what would you have done differently in your project? What would I have done differently? I definitely think I would have planned it out a little bit more. I did not plan anything whatsoever, so I feel like I probably could have planned the architecture a little bit better. And oh, okay, he was referring to the person you mentioned. I think I would have planned the architecture a little bit different. I feel like if you look at the repo, my code is kind of all over the place. It's not good code. It was kind of like the first real project I worked on for someone, so it's functional, but I feel like for me, I would have planned it a lot. I should have planned it a little bit more and kind of understood what the requirements were and how I was going to go about doing it. But then again, that comes with experience. So, you know, and I didn't really have that at the time. You know, now that I, you know, have created it before, if I was to do it again, I'd probably plan it a little bit more and, you know, kind of figure out exactly what I needed, you know, so not like the code's like all spaghetti all over the place. So, I spent 7 years doing object-oriented programming, and once you get past that phase, you end up becoming more data-oriented / procedural, moving past the whole RAII individual way of thinking, a systems way of thinking. Yeah. Most people will push object-oriented programming, but from experience, it causes more issues. Yeah. Yeah. Let's move this. Yeah, I'm. So if you already get a job, you will stop programming. No, dude. Dude. Even if I get a job, I'm gonna keep programming by myself, dude, and keep doing my stuff. Transform pointer. Oh, okay. Wait, I think that's what's wrong here. Hang on. No, I'm not gonna stop programming, dude. I'm gonna program all the time, dude, when I come home and do everything. I work on my own stuff that I'm interested on and learn my own things. So I've really been enjoying C++. It's been really great. Something I'm really interested in. So where's size here? Oh, it should be position. Okay, that's what's fucking it up here. This needs to be position. Position.x, position.y. Now let's see what happens here. Hey, what did uni did you go to and what did you study? Okay, sweet, dude. Now I got stuff on the screen. Here we go. What did I study? I studied computer science. I did my bachelor's in computer science, and I'm currently doing my master's in computer science. I have one more semester. And I went to the University of Illinois for my master's, and I went to Eastern Illinois University for my bachelor's, where I also was an athlete there. I played tennis, got a scholarship to play tennis there. extremely proud of that. So yeah, never went to, you know, for my bachelor's, didn't go to a target university or anything amazing. Went to a regular, smaller university. Let's see here. So now we need to go to our initialize function here. Let's do like 50. I'm in a niche where I am PHP Lava, which allowed me to get my current job. There you go, dude. That's awesome, man. Congratulations to you, bro. Nice. Thank you, man. I think I'm going to finish up the stream here, guys. I wish I had more time to work on it, but I promised my buddies that I would game with them. So, and it's getting kind of late for them. It's like close to 10 o'clock. So, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for all the comments. I'll be back at it tomorrow for another stream. Today was a little bit of a quick one. I want to get this stuff working here and get some stuff, get the UI on the screen. And then hopefully the next thing we can do is load in our textures. So, for this game. So, how much experience do you have? I'm a new grad, dude. I'm still in college. I've done 3 internships. I've done a bunch of personal projects. I've built stuff with users as well. And yeah, I'm a 4.0 student too. So yeah. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. But yeah, if you guys are interested, you know, you guys should, if you're interested, you guys should follow me on GitHub. Make me look a little bit better than what I am. But thank you guys all for the super kind words and all the amazing stuff. You know, you guys can connect me on LinkedIn too. Would love to meet other people. Where did you land your internships? I just did local places, bro, around me in Illinois. Nothing major, bro. Like not big tech or anything like that. But yeah. Also, you guys should join Discord too. Appreciate that. Building a little community on that. I think we got like 60 members in it now, so it's growing. But again, appreciate you guys. Peace. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys all for the love, dude.